Okay, divisibility tests. Divisibility tests are rules for finding whether a number is divisible by specific values. So these rules, you need to memorize them. So let's push up a little. So let's have a go through each one of them. 2 divisible by 2. Obviously, last digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, all the even numbers. Okay? And 3 is a sum of digits divisible by 3. So if you add all the numbers, and if it's divisible by 3, you can say it's divisible by 3. 4, last 2 digits form a number divisible by 4. So last 2 numbers you have to watch out. And the 5 last number should be 0 or 5. And 6 divisible by 2 and 3, not 203, 2 as well as 3, then it's divisible by 6. 8 is the last 3 numbers form a number that is divisible by 8. Now 9 is a sum of digits divisible by 9. So, and then 10, obviously the last number is 0. I've just highlighted the one that is sort of similar and sort of the same family. So 4 and 8, we're looking at 4, we look at the last 2 numbers, and at 8, we look at last 3 numbers. And it has to be divisible by 4, divisible by 8. Now 2, obviously it's even number, so anything with a 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, it'll be, we can divide it by 2. And 3 and 9, you have to add all the numbers together, and then if it's divisible by 3, it's divisible by 3. And it's 9 is 9. So you need to think about how you're going to memorize this. So I think it just, if you can group it, that'd be good. 6 will be what, 2 and 3, like 6 is what, 2 times 3. So it has to happy with a 2 and 3 to get 6. And 4 and 8, it's like similar family. 4 is less than 8, so 4 will be 2, last 2 numbers, 8 is last 3 numbers. 3 and 9, similar, the same sort of family, so some of the digit will be the divisible by 3, and the same thing with a 9. And last one, 10, is always, you know, last digit is 0. Now there's no 7 here. 7, you just have to know your timetable for the 7. Okay. Okay, so example 1. Test whether 2020 is divisible by 3, 4, 6, 8. 3, 4, 6, 8. Let's have a look at that one at a time. So 2, 0, 2, 0. So to be divisible by 3, we need to add all the numbers, and it need to be in the family of 3. So let's have a look. So I'm going to go 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, which is 4, and that's not divisible by 3, so that's no. And 4, what do we do? Last 2 numbers, which is 20. And 20 is divisible by 4, because if to do that, it'll be 5, and it's happy with that. And 6, what was a 6? 6 is, it has to be happy with divisible by 2 and 3. Now if you look at 3, it's not happy with it. Even 6 can be, you know, a 2 can be done because last number is 0, but 3 is not happy with it, so I can't really say that's okay. 8 is the last 3 numbers, which is 0 to 0, which is 20, and this is not divisible by 8. So only 4 is successful. So 2020 is divisible by 4. Okay, example 2. Okay, I've got a fair bit of there. Okay, test whether 1208 is divisible by all these. So we've got to check one at a time. Now 2 is the last number is what? 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, and our last number is 8, so that's okay. So tick that. B, 3. When you add them all together, it needs to be divisible by 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 8 equals 11, which is not divisible by 3. 4, we look at the last two numbers, which is 08, which is 8. Yes, it's divisible by 4. Now, 5 is you look at the last two numbers, it need to be 0 and 5. Last number is 8, so that's not on. Now 6, it have to be happy with 2 and 3. 2 and 3 to get to 6 will be okay, but 3 is not happy with that, so no good. 8 is the last 3, so 208, and then it need to be divisible by 8. So if I divide it by 8, I will get 26. So that's okay. Number 9, not number 9 actually, the 9, okay, it's a sum of them, it need to be divisible by 9. So when we add together, it was 11, and that's not divisible by 8. So no. 10, last number need to be 0, last number is 8, so no good. So yes for 2, yes for 4, and yes for 8. The rest is no. Okay, next questions. Let's have a look. Okay, it's better. Right, so question 3. Which number is divisible by both 4 and 5? 4 and 5. 4 was, what was a 4 again? 4 was the last two numbers need to be divisible by 4, and the 5, and the last number need to be 5 or 0. So if you look at all the last numbers digit here, 0, 5, 0, 5, so they're all okay for 5. But will they be okay for 4? Because it has to be satisfying with the 4 and 5. Okay, so okay for 5 for now. Let's have a look at 10. Because the two numbers need to be divisible by 4. No, 10 is not good. 15, no good. 25, no good. Yes, 20 is the one. So C is the answer. Let's have a look at next one. Which number is divisible by both 3 and 8? 3, you have to add it all up and need to be divisible by 3. And 8 was the last 3, and it need to be divisible by 8. So let's have a look at this. When I add this together, what I get? 3. So happy with the 3. But 30, will a 30 divisible by 8? No. So that's no good. And 24. Okay, so it'll be 2 plus 4 equals 6. 3 is happy with that. And how many 8s can go into 24? 3. So that's good. Now let's check, continue checking whether we got more than one answer to it. So 0, 9 plus 0 is 9, which is good for 3. Now will 8 will be happy with that? No. So not good. 94. So if I added this together, it will get 13. Well, 3 is not happy, so it doesn't really matter whether 8 is happy or not. It need to be, both of them had to be happy. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, the last one. Let's have a look. Write a number between 50 and 100 which is divisible by 3 and 5. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So 3, you need to add it together to be and then divisible by 3. And 5, you have to have what? Last number would be 0 or 5. Okay, so I'm thinking 50 to 100 is a between. So 50 and 100 is not included. So it starts from 51 all the way to 99. We need to pick number, okay, because it's a between. So 50 and 100 doesn't go in there. I will pick 60. Let's check. So 6 plus 0 is a 6, which is happy with a 3. It can divisible by 3. And also it finishes with a 0, so it's happy with a 5. So I'm okay with 60. And 4 and 5. So again, 5, last number has to be 0 or 5. And 4 need to be, the last 2 digits need to be divisible by 4. So let's have a look at this. I'm thinking something like this, 80. So that 80 is divisible by 4, definitely, and it's got 0, which is satisfied with a 5. Okay, you can come up with any number, but I'm just thinking quick and fast, and I'll just come up with 80. Now this one is a 6 and 7. Okay, 7, we don't have any rule, so I think it's important you focus on the 7 and then match up with a 6. So 6 was what, happy with the 2 and 3, the rules. So 7, I'm gonna go, that's a bit tricky. 7 times 10 is 70. That's not gonna be happy with 3, so it can't be 6. 77 is no good for 2. What about 7 times 12? 84. So 84, let's check. I think I feel good about 84. 84. So definitely 7 goes to 84 12 times. So that 7 is happy with that. Now 6. Let's have a look at 6. So a plus 4 is 12. So 3 is happy with that. And it's finishing with the 4. So 2 should be happy with that. So the 6 will be happy. So yes, this is a good one. And then 2 and 6. Okay, 2 and 6. What's a 2? The last number has to be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And 6 need to be happy with 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3. So let's have a look. Let me see. I'm just going to go with 60. 60 sounds really good because it's finishing with a 0, so it's happy with 2. And 6 need to be happy with 2 and 3. Now 60 was happy with 2 and 3. So I'm just going to stick with a 60.